Hello students, today we are going to cover interest on calls in advance. Now as in the previous video you have seen what is call in advance. So what is call in advance, students? It is a call money which is paid in advance by the shareholder to the company. So in other words, the money we have received is in advance before making a call, so that becomes a liability on us. And what the rule suggests now, if company have taken advance money, company will also have to pay interest on such advance money. Now for this there has to be written, this point has to be written in one of the important document of the company called Article of Association, which we call it in short as AOA. So what is AOA? AOA is a document, legal document of a company which has rules and regulation in it, and company will have to write it there in Article of Association that company will have to pay interest on advance money if it is taken from the shareholder. Now company, when they mention this point in the AOA, they have to also mention the rate of interest. So whatever interest is mentioned in the Article of Association, that much company is liable to pay interest. Now what if company have not mentioned anything in the Article of Association? Then students, you have to follow Companies Act 2013. Now what Companies Act 2013 has to say on it? It says that company will have to pay interest 12% per annum. So I want you students to take a note of this. So interest on call in advance. First student, you will have to follow Article of Association, and as per the Article of Association, whatever percent rate of interest is given, that you will have to follow, and you have to calculate accordingly and record it in the books of account of a company. What if it is not given in the Article of Association? Then secondly, you will follow Companies Act 2013. What Companies Act 2013 says? How much rate of interest? 12% per annum. Time factor is important, student, here. Time factor is important here. You have to consider time factor whenever you are calculating interest. So these are the two important rules which you must know. Article of Association, whatever rate is mentioned, accordingly you calculate. If this is silent, Article of Association is silent, or if the question is silent, nothing is given in the question. Question is asking you to calculate interest on call in advance, but how much to calculate, not given in the question. Then you have to follow Companies Act. Calculate 12% and solve the sum. Am I clear with this, students? So if Article of Association percentage is mentioned in the question, follow that percentage. If it is not mentioned, not written anything in the question, then follow 12%. So this is what you must know, that interest on call in advance is 12% as per the Companies Act. So if it is not given in the question, follow 12% rate of interest on advance money. I hope you are clear with the concept. Now, since this is payable, it is payable to whom? It is payable to shareholders. It is payable to whom? It is paid to whom? It is paid to shareholders. Okay. So if it is payable, paid, can I call student this as my expense? Yes. If it is an expense, what effect to give, students? Debit effect. And in which entry you will give debit effect? You have a separate entries for it, which I have listed down here. So this is the master entry for interest on call in advance. Now again there are three entries, three master entries. I have labeled it as due, paid and closing entry. Let's see one by one. Due entry. So here what you are showing in your entry number 1, you are showing here that interest is your expense and expense will be debited. So I am debiting here. So interest account is debited and it is payable to whom? It is payable to sundry members. So this is my liability, and liability is always credited. And in your second entry, paid. You're paying off your liability. If you're paying off your liability, you will debit your sundry members account. So here your liability is getting cancelled. So you will give debit effect to bank account. Why? Because money is going out. So bank account is credited and member is a receiver, debit the receiver. Or you can understand in modern approach that liability is getting cancelled, give debit effect. So in both the rules I have explained you paid ka entry. Now third entry, closing entry. Which account we need to close, students? Interest on calls in arrears. Why we need to close this account, students? Because this is your nominal account and you know we have to close all our nominal account at the end of year. And where we put it in end of the year when we close it? After closing this we put it in P&L. Understood? So this is what your closing entry is. Now how to close this account? Very easy trick, student. You have created this nominal account in a debit effect and if you want to close it, give credit effect. It will get closed. So interest is debited and I want to close it, give opposite effect, credit. So interest on call in advance is credited and where you want to transfer it into statement of P&L. So write statement of P&L, debit to call interest on calls in advance. Never write P&L account, you will write it as statement of P&L. Why? This is company accounting and company never make P&L account. Company makes statement of P&L. I hope you have understood all the master entries and please do take note of this. Thank you, students.